Now your new piece of music this week, On a Bike, which is on page 7 in your prep test book. Okay, now this one is a bit more challenging with counting, but as we're doing lots of counting and clapping at the moment, this would be a good thing to keep that going, I think. So I'm just going to look at the very first line of the music. Okay, now the right hand is a little bit complicated, so I'm going to write the counting into the music, and if you can, I want you to copy this. I'm just taking your time to write it out. Okay, so I'll show it to you on the screen here. All right, so there's lots of and counts. I put an and count between every beat of the bars, 4 beats in a bar, and there's an and count in every bar. All right, okay. What I could do is I could photocopy this or scan it and send it to you as well. All right, so I'm going to clap and count that first little bit of the right hand. Okay, so it's the first bar plus the first note of the next bar. All right, let's bring it over a bit more, so it's just that little bit, and I'm going to count in using all those ands. Okay, so I'm going to count in with an and count as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and so on. Okay, just listen to it once again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and so on. Okay, all right, so what I'll do now is I'm going to play it and follow it with a pencil on the page as well. So I'm starting on B, that's the third line up on the stave, so that's the B there with my third finger, and I'm going to also add staccato dot on the second note, so I'm going to go from B to D and I'm going to make that staccato like that, because following that rest sign there is a quaver rest, so it's only a half count rest, so that means the note before it needs to be quite short. So here we go with the counting from the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 2 is the rest. Let's do it once again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and stop. Okay, so you've got a quaver, a rest and a single quaver note, so that little bit there you have to be careful. All right, the end of the line, if you keep your hand where your fingers are, you've got the 2 notes at the end there that make these 2 chords. So the first one is C and D, which will be with your 4th and 5th fingers, and then the next bar it'll be B and D, which is your 3rd and 5th fingers. Okay, so again, if you want to, you can put the fingering in those 2. Let me show you that. So in the last bar, there's the fingering for that one, excuse me, and that's the fingering for that one. So you might want to write that in as well. Okay, now the left hand has a bit more to play on this line, but the rhythm is not quite so difficult as the left hand, the right hand, because there are no little quaver rests or anything like that. So I'm going to play from the beginning with my little finger, my 5th finger on G. The next note is middle D. Okay, there's quite a lot of staccato in this music, and also slurs with staccato on the end of the slur. Okay, so let's count it all the way from the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and, okay, so where I had that rest there, that's a minim rest, a 2 count. That's where the right hand, of course, fills in that gap with 2 chords there. So let's do that once again, and I'll just follow it, trying not to get in the way of my other hand. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. And it might be an idea, where's my pencil, to write in maybe a couple of extra finger numbers. So you might want to copy these into your music as well. So I put a third finger on that B and also the B on the end there, that third finger. So do you want to copy that into your music too? I'm not going to play it hands together. I think it's probably best just to play it hands separately this week, particularly that right hand, because that rhythm is just a bit tricky. All right, so go through the clapping of it, go through the counting of it. Okay.